Yeah, it's me back once again for more. This time on a Sunday morning, following another fun-filled night of work. I don't even know why I'm doing this right now. Just probably just get a lot of shit off my chest. Hope for the best. Hope I'm still with a place to live in 48 hours. And that sounds a bit ominous, but I just gotta be honest here. I'm not liking what I'm seeing right now. So I can't even really give too much away just by saying what's happening. But right now, what we're looking at regionally is just a massive severe weather bullshit thing going on where what they call it, a day 3 moderate uh, severe weather risk. I don't know what they're calling it, but I just remember that they call it a day 3 severe risk. Whatever the fuck day 3 means. The meteorologists don't explain shit. They expect you to know everything. Anyway, that shit's coming in tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, they're talking about heavy rainfall, and that'll be it. Just a nice heavy thunderstorm that fuck things up. Then they'll move out of the area. Skies will clear. Everything looks great, right? Into the afternoon. Which, if that were all there was to it, be great. But of course, round 2 is going to come in during the late afternoon. And with that, they are talking about severe weather in the entire fucking region. And what they have said was that the last time we had a severe weather risk of this magnitude was back in April of 2011. So it's been 14 years since it happened. And the last time that did happen, I was not living in anywhere near this area, so I never experienced it. At the time that event happened, I was living down near the Madison area, so I was out of harm's way. My parents, however, they were living in the middle of the Northwoods. They got hit hard enough that their area, their town didn't actually get the electricity back for about a week following that. And just to make things more fun, they were facilitating a move to a nearby city about 25 miles away, maybe 30 miles away. It was a fair distance away, but still local kind of. But anyway, so they had this place that they had just that they were in the process of selling, and they had no power, and it was just a mess up there for like a week. And I never did find out like what kind of structural damage that house had, or if there actually was anything done, like to the siding or to the roof or anything. But now here I am watching as the same general threats are moving into the area, with the same severity as a high likelihood. And what I'm seeing here is what happens if we get hit hard like they're anticipating, and what if I wind up with structural damage, with with broken windows, broken door glass, whatever, where I've got all kinds of shit that I have to worry about fixing and replacing. Then what's going to happen? I've got an HOA that's supposed to cover things on the outside. However, their shtick is that they don't deal with windows, with doors, with your deck. All of that is on you to maintain and replace. And if you want to do any kind of maintenance to those things, replace them, upgrade them, whatever, you have to go to a monthly meeting, which is in the middle of the month, and submit in person a formal written request to say, please, overlords, allow me to replace the windows that broke last month. Just dumb shit like that. And this is the thing where you are required to do this shit in person. Now the problem for me is that the meeting takes place right at the cutoff point between when I can actually be there and when I have to leave for work. Like, I could not stay for a full meeting. I would have to leave during the meeting if I were to attend, because I have to get to work and these meetings start, so it's at such a time that they'll keep going until past time that I have to leave for work. To say nothing of the timing being, what's it going to be like? It'll be a couple weeks into May before they get the next meeting in. So, what are you going to do in the meantime? And then what happens if, say, you got roof damage, like blown off shingles? Well, the HOA isn't going to give a shit that the roof is damaged, or that you've got siding that's damaged, or anything of that nature, because, well, they're an HOA. They just don't give a shit. And I've said this before, and I'll say that many times again in the future. Do not ever go into an HOA. I learned the hard way, and I'm suffering with that decision every fucking day that I live here. I despise it. And had I known the bullshit that goes on with the HOAs, I would have never come here. I would not have bought this place. When that what happens, if you get an HOA, damage to the structure, to the exterior, then you wind up with damage to the interior because you got water leaking in. You got wind up with mold and rot up in the attic or in the framework. Well, then that's on you to fix that. And will insurance take care of that for you? Probably not, because it's caused by shit on the outside, which is covered under the HOA policy. The HOA is going to tell you go fuck yourself, and insurance is going to tell you go fuck yourself because it's an HOA thing, and so you're in the lurch, So that's what I see happening with this place after tomorrow, because I have no faith. I have absolutely no belief that my home is going to be spared from this bullshit of nature. So that's where I'm sitting right now. If you've been watching my videos for a while, it might not come as a big surprise to you. But if you're brand new to all this, I'll just let you know a little secret. I worry. I have a lot of anxiety. I worry about things real easily. I go to worst case scenarios all the time. I have very high anxiety, and it's gonna lead me to an early grave. Even if I don't succeed in offing myself this fall, it's gonna be a thing where I guarantee you that I'm going to have heart issues in the coming years because my anxiety has been so elevated for so long. Because I'm always worrying about things. If it's not worrying about this place that I'm living in, it's worry about my car. If it's not about the car, I worry about my job. If it's not about my home, my car, my job, it's about my HRT. If it's not about my car, my home, my job, my HRT, then it's about my surgical consults and scheduling. If it's none of those, then it's about God, I don't know, my electronics failing me, or losing my passport, losing my my book, the book I've been working on for the last decade plus. I'm always worrying about something. I just I physically am incapable of shutting off my brain. Like right now, I'm worrying that I have a bad angle on the camera because I can't see it very clearly due to my glasses being off. I can't put my glasses back on because then there'll be a glare. Plus, plus I look ugly with them. And unfortunately, right now you're seeing what happens when I get tired, or if I get talking a lot. I stumble over words, I jumble them together. I am really hard to understand. I stutter a lot. I mean, this is really the kind of person that I was when I was young, and I'm reverting back to it because, well, I'm stressed. I'm having a hard time maintaining my composure at this point. And the fuck of it all is not a goddamn thing I can do about it. Oh yeah, we'll just stress out over plumbing issues while I'm at it, because I got one sink that's running slow. I got pipes below the kitchen that make noise when they get warm. I have pipes behind the bathroom wall up here that make noise when they expand. I have a bathroom downstairs with a toilet that leaks water into the bowl constantly. And when I looked underneath the floorboards on that one in the basement, I noticed that, yeah, there was at one point there was some water damage done. So don't know if that was from me or from the previous owner, but it's there. And then there's recycling that I got in the basement that I need to take out. That's piling up, and I'm freaking out because I don't know what actually is and is not recyclable anymore because, well, they're so vague with their guidelines. It's like, okay, does this plastic go? Does that plastic go? Can I recycle this paper, that paper, that paper? Do I gotta shred this paper? How much recycling can I actually dump into that the communal containers out there before I have too much? You see what I'm getting at here? I'm gonna grasp at straws and find anything and everything to obsess over and raise my anxiety over because that's the kind of person I am. I am absolutely fucked up to the point that I can't enjoy life because I am always going to be worrying about shit. And that's not even factoring in the bullshit that's happening from fucking Washington right now. And with all the anti-trans bullshit going on over there, I haven't even factored in that shit yet. But we'll take that. We'll jam it in there too, and we'll just see how fucking high my anxiety can go. Yeah, of course my vocal dysphoria is kicking in hardcore right now because I know I'm not getting off any kind of feminine voice, and I'm incapable of that right now because I am completely out of my element. And I got the cat to worry about because she's got scabs on her shoulders that are not going away. The vet says that that's nothing but to just keep it protected and it'll heal itself. Meanwhile, I got her in the onesie again because they keep opening up and maybe she's going after it, maybe she's not. I don't know. I never see her going after it, but the scabs are still there, and I have a second scab up here on fucking Wednesday that has gotten worse and worse over time for the last couple days, and now it's the same size as the one on the left shoulder, and I don't know what to do about it. the vet just says, keep it covered, keep it clean. It should work itself out. Meanwhile, your cat also has arthritis, so here's a shot. Here's some Silencia to maybe mitigate that. Even though she's not shown no signs of any actual issues, because well, all she's doing is she'll lick the air when she gets her back touched. So apparently that's arthritis. Like okay, all right. If you say so, vet. If you say so, vet. I mean, it's that's you, right? That's what you're saying. Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah. More stress. I'm doing laundry this morning, in anticipation of the bullshit coming up tomorrow. Because who knows if we'll have power tomorrow afternoon or beyond for how many days? It's hard to tell. No one can say. Because, well, severe weather is going to be absolute bullshit. I mean, we shouldn't be out for too long. I mean, it's, where I live right now, we're about a mile and a half from from the dam, which we use for our power generation. So, logically speaking, we shouldn't have an issue, right? It should be, we're close enough where anything that happens should be fixed pretty quickly. But who's to say? It's Excel. They do their own thing. So it's up. Who knows? Yeah. But yeah. So I'm to do laundry. I put it in the dryer, and I start to turn the knob. The damn thing kicks on without my input. So now I don't know if the damn thing's going. If the damn thing's gonna just keep running until until it catches fire, or if I can get some rest and just let it work out on its own. I don't know. I really don't know. So I gotta worry about that. I gotta watch that too. Yeah. So I got that. I am. And of course, he's still got that weird smell in the other bedroom that I gotta worry about. I mean, is that mold? Is that just just because the boards in the window frame are cheap? I don't know. I open the windows up and it's fine. Everything's nice and crisp and refreshing, and then and everything's fine for that day. But then it gets cold at night, so I can't keep it open. I gotta shut it off. I gotta close the windows. And you know what's fucked up? I'm gonna upload this. I mean, this is a video where I just went completely off the rails, and I am stuttering over every other word, and I even confirmed my plans to off myself. I won't tell you the exact date. That's going to be a surprise. I'm already working on my goodbye videos, so that playlist will release. It's actually going to release on the morning of, or the morning after, sorry. So, I've only got, I think I've only got one video recorded for that playlist so far, but the rest are coming. I'm just having issues with software that I want to use for, no, not the software, sorry, the hardware I want to use for the other, for that playlist, but having some issues with sound quality, so it's kind of on the back burner for the time being. yeah. So if anyone's still watching now, I'm gonna shut up now before I have another another episode like you just saw. Yeah. I'm done. I'm gonna wait for the dryer, and then I'm gonna go to bed because, well, I got work again tonight. Start making some more money so I can pay for whatever repairs need to be done on this place. Oh yeah. That's another stressor on my life. I got so much shit with the heat in here that I never got fixed before. Still needs fixing. I got roll thermostats all over the place, kicking on when they shouldn't, staying on when they shouldn't, not shutting off when they need to. I got like 3 of them that need to be replaced. Oh yeah. And another electrical issue. A flickering light socket. Yeah. New bulbs didn't do the trick. Every time I turn it on, that light flickers and flickers and flickers. So can't use that light. Can't use that light. It might be a loose wire, might be a faulty wiring, goes bad. I can't risk it because something might go wrong and boom, we got a fire. But I need to find an electrician. Good luck finding electricians because, well, no one wants to do small household projects because, well, there's no money in that, right? Just a couple hours here and you're done, right? Right. Yeah. So I think I just trauma dumped everything, but no. No, I'm not gonna stop here. I'm not gonna stop here because, well, I've been thinking. There's a thought that I've been having, and it got kicked off with this whole thing with the HOA and being stuck, right? How we were just totally stuck. We are, each and every one of us, stuck in our own ways. And for me, for me, ever since I was young, I could just sense it. I just felt like, like I'm being held hostage, like I'm a captive in this world. Always, being held back, being held for rent, for as a hostage by something, whether it be a person, an entity, an organization, a government, a force outside of our comprehension. It's always something. Like in my case, I got a HOA, lording over my home, right? So I'm stuck under their rule of thumb, under their thumbs. But that's enough. They're like a mini government. You have to abide by everything that they say, or else you get penalized. And if you don't pay the penalty, you lose your home. Meanwhile, you got the actual government out there fucking everything up, and we are, for all intents and purposes, trapped in this country. Now you get a passport, right? You can leave, albeit temporarily. Only way you can leave permanently is if you have the means, if you have a skill, if you have money, if you have something that another country wants to exploit you for, then you can leave. You can emigrate. But if you're like me, a transgender, no skill, just high school educated, nobody with barely any money, yeah, I'm stuck here. I'm stuck in this country. I cannot leave. Ergo, captive. I am captive to this country because I can't leave. Because no country in the world would want me. So you got that. Or you've got got your employment. You're kind of that's probably the most lenient of all your captors, but you're stuck with them because you need money so that you can afford to purchase things and rent things that facilitate staying alive. Without that, you're probably going to starve and die. And then there's your interpersonal relationships. Your You know, it's not, it's not a physical restraint, but it is a psychological, a mental restraint. You're being held captive by the worries, like, okay, you're in a relationship. If I do this, I'm gonna piss off the other person. If I do that, I'll piss off a family member. If I do this, my friends are gonna be pissed off. They're gonna abandon me. So I was thinking, okay, I can't do this, can't do that, can't do that, can't do that. And then of course you got the worst of them all is in yourself, because you think, okay, you can't do this because reason. You can't do that because reason. You can't. So what can you do? You can do this list of safe things that you can handle, as long as they don't conflict with what your other half or your family or your friends think you should do. Otherwise, you risk losing them. What else we got? We got religion, right? You can't do fucking anything lest you be condemned to hell in religion. If you so much as look at someone wrong, that's a sin. Boom, you're going to hell. Because God has strict standards. And just for the hell of it, it's we got the very forces behind the universe, right? You got you got gravity, you got space time, you got all this shit that keeps you confined to this planet, right? And then you got with space time, you got you're confined to this point in the timeline. There's no way that you can move backward in time or forward in time. It's short of just living that long and just going along with it. But you are confined to this plane of existence, this time in history, and you're just stuck. You're stuck. You can't leave. And even if you try to leave, through various means of physical self-harm, whatever, your body is a fucking asshole too, because it will reject your attempts to eliminate itself, because it wants to live. It wants to stay alive. It wants to keep you here in this reality, in this present, in this now. And that's the one I'm trying so hard to get past. Oh God, I'm working on it. I'm fucking working on it. All right. 9mm Lugers. I just need to get another box of those. I'll be good. Fuck, I'm exhausted. But you kind of see what I'm getting at, though. No matter what, we are held captive in this world, in this reality. There is no way of us to escape. And I would love to escape. I would love to be done with this plane of existence. I don't want to tolerate it anymore. But there's no way out. The only way that I can get out of here, normally, is to just let my body get infected with some malicious force, and just get choked off from within. Whether it be cancer, old age, heart attack, brain aneurysm. It doesn't matter. Oh, God. There's a lot of parts of me that wish that I had been allowed to leave on the day I was born. They say that I was was in distress the day I was extracted from mother. I wasn't even born properly, you know. That's the kicker, you know. I didn't enter this world in the usual way. I was I posed such a problem, you know, for you know, during that pregnancy that they had to extract me 3 weeks early. Or was it 3 weeks, 4 weeks early, whatever it was. It was a fair amount, not critical, but enough that they had to act fast. You know, they had to. They did explain to me why, you know, what happened there, but yeah, I've been a fuck up from day one. What the hell was I talking about? I don't know. My brain just shut off. I'm gonna go to bed. Bye.